man. Then came a night with yellow eyes aglow. A demon shadow dealt the fatal blow. Left my world cold beneath the snow. I swore that night I'd reap what it sows. I'll forge a flame to cut the dark, a silver bullet, a demon's mark. Through sweat and blood I'll strike the spark, to hunt the shadows where they bark. Years alone by the anvil's cry, fingers cracked under tireless skies, shaping death with every sigh. A cursed hand to make demons die. I forged the flame that breaks the night, a cold resolve, a deadly bite. Through burning steel and fading light, I'll chase the shadows from my sight. One shot to end it, or so I pray. But some fires burn and never fade away. Hammer cold, steel gone black. I wrapped it tight in a weathered sack. Left the forge with bloodshot eyes. Rode out beneath the burning skies. Word came down about a man who screamed in a backroom bar where the candles leaned. He walked in cold, voice caught fire. Something wrong behind that smile. Never fired what I forged in flame. Didn't know it had curse on me, but that thing inside him wasn't clean, and I had 6 rounds silver in me. So I raised that cursor steel, heart gone numb, but the pain was real. Pulled the trigger, heard him wail. Smoke rose slow like a devil's veil. He fell with eyes still open wide. One down and the hunt's alive. Folks just stared, no one cried. The barkeep whispered he weren't alive. I holstered silence on my side, rode out while the town denied. Every mile my shadow grew, felt that gun like it watched me too. Something in it pulled my name, like the steel it learned my flame. Cleaned the barrel, smelled the sin, still felt heat from deep within. It didn't cool, it didn't fade, like vengeance wants a debt repaid. Yeah, I raised that cursor steel. Tracked him down through blood and bone, left a trail like a king without a throne. Every town the shadows knew, yellow eyes, it's so for you. Caught us in a mountain pass, moon cut sharp through broken glass. He turned and grinned like he knew my name, said, boy, your daddy died the same. My hand was fast, my rage was blind, that curse. He said, you ain't hunter, you the seed. Each kill you make, you plant from me. The souls I dropped were fuel for fire, and the gun just stoked my black desire. Every demon I had slain just fed the forge that built my chain. I tried to shoot the chain, but stuck. He smiled and said, ain't you out of love? But I turned the barrel on myself. 6 rounds forged in a private hell. The curse don't break, the blood don't run, but I'd rather end than serve what's won. Yeah, I see through smoke and flame. The devil's mark, it wore my name. The yellow-eyed beast just grinned so wide, said, go ahead, boy, but you'll never die. I forged my hand with fire and lead, but the gun lives on, though I'm long, long dead.
حيا الله الشباب الطيب العزاز. وش نلعب اونلاين اوفلاين؟ ماذا لما فصلت اللعبة على جال. يابا ليش انت اوت؟ ليش جيت والله؟ قلت كان زيادة. Good job.
One shot to end it, or so I pray. But some fires burn and never fade away. bloodshot eyes rode out beneath the burning skies. Word came down about a man who screamed in a backroom bar where the candles leaned. He walked in.
صح.
ساعة حط معاه تليفون ساعة
Team match. Let's go.
هنا كم واحد يعني هنا ها من هذا والله لا توبك بس اعطيني مجال استنى لعبت والله توبك بس توبة هذا العب لا بالعكس فرق نت شوف 300 والله وماك شي من مشاهد من مشاهد على ساعة يعني والله بلعب يا سنايبر خرب. شنو هذا؟ خرب جينا خرب دي. ضعيف خرب. وين السلام. سلام. نزل هذا هذا. هذا جاتس.
Said she waited, son, then faded like a star. They buried her in borrowed ground behind that burned out bar. Now there's ashes. Where her name was, smoke where prayers once stood. I traded love for dust and flame and called it for good. Now every step I take alone just breaks what's left of me. There's ashes where her name was, and that's all there'll ever be. I found her locket in a drawer, still stained with southern pine. Inside a picture, young and warm, back when the years were kind. I swore I'd build her better days, but lost them in the fire. Chased glory down a hollow trail and buried. My desire. Now there's ashes where her name was. Smoke where dreams once lay. I told myself I'd come back home, but always lost the way. Now every trail just circles back to what I didn't see. There's ashes where her name was, and that's all there'll ever be. If I had one more night with her, I wouldn't speak of fate. I'd hold her hand in silence and never show up late. But ghosts don't give out second rounds, and time don't spare regret. She loved me through the thunder, I just never paid the debt. Now there's ashes where her name was, and silence in her room. The walls still smell of lavender, but carry too much gloom. And when they lay me in that ground, I hope she'll wait for me, where ashes turn to starlight and love might finally be. They came at dusk with faces wrapped in cloth and bloody pride, burned our barn, hung Pa from rope, shot Ma right where she cried. I hid beneath the floorboards, breathing smoke and prayerless dust. They laughed and left a child alive and left the ground to rust. The sheriff drank and turned his face, said, "Son, that's how things go. You're just a kid, forget their names, and time will make it slow." But hatred grows in silent soil, and I grew mean and lean. By 21 I'd carved a list and sharpened every dream. Now ride the wind and hold your tongue. The devil wears a badge, and boys who lose their blood too young don't age, they only hatch. I learned to shoot by candlelight, to track by shattered glass, and when I wrote, the sky turned black. The boy came back at last. I found the first in Silver Rock, drunken twice the size. He reached for steel, I shot too fast, the bullet kissed his eyes. The second begged in Spanish tongue, I let him crawl and pray, then whispered Ma's last words to him and turned the dust to clay. The third wore lawman's silver star and smiled like he was clean, but filth don't wash with water cold, it stains the soul unseen. He drew on me inside the church with Bibles at his feet. I rang the bell with every shot and sent him home to me. So ride the wind and count the cost. A child's tears turn to steel, and when the past comes calling back, it never comes to kneel. No mercy grows in soul like mine, no justice lives in glass, and every man who watched me burn, the boy came back at last. Light with eyes half closed, my gun a breathing friend. They say revenge don't heal a soul, it only knows the end. But I still see Ma in my firelight and Pa behind the door, and every night I ride that road to settle ghosts some more.
Rode into town with a bounty on my name, dust on my boots and a heart full of flame. She stepped from a carriage all diamonds and lace, a world apart, but I saw her face.
They warned me about men with the devil in their eyes, but I loved how he smoked and told outlaw lies. He said he'd been chased from the border to the sea, but under the moon he belonged to me.
We burned like whiskey on a preacher's tongue. Wrong kind of love, but it felt so young. Golden gunpowder, that's how we fell, riding straight through the gates of hell. She hid my guns in her father's hall, fed me lies to feed the law. But love's a game with a fatal stake, and I couldn't tell what was real or fake.
I stole the keys and I'd steal again for a kiss from that boy with blood on his hands. But Daddy found out and the fire was lit. He put a price on the love I can't forget.
We burned like whiskey on a preacher's tongue. Wrong kind of love, but it felt so young. Golden gunpowder, that's how we fell, riding straight through the gates of hell. They caught me at dawn, 6 guns drawn. She watched from the window till I was gone. No words, no tears, just a pearl on her neck and the noose swinging slow from the gas.
drown my guilt in smoke and tears. But love don't die, it carves in bone. Now I drink with ghosts and sleep alone.
We burn like whiskey on a preacher's tongue. Wrong kind of love, but it felt so young. Gold and gunpowder, it don't end well. Some hearts are forged for a darker hell. Gold and gunpowder, ashes and pride, two names carved where the outlaws ride. I came home to an empty field, the house was set in flame. My woman lay in ashes and the wind just spoke her name. The lawmen said it's bandits, son, best let the dead ones rest. But peace don't fill an open grave and fire don't leave a chest. I rode out to the preacher's cross, the one with rusted nails. I carved her name into the wood, then cursed God when I failed. By midnight came a stranger's voice, it whispered through the rain. Said, if you want your vengeance, boy, just let me share your pain. Now I got blood upon my hands and darkness in my veins. The devil keeps his in my friend, but always charges pain. He gave me names and sharpened aim and took my soul as pay. I thought I'd earn my peace in death, but I just bought hell to stay. I found the men one by one and shot them where they stood. They begged for grace like I once did, I gave them none or good. Their eyes all looked like hers did, wide and full of fire. Each death just lit another flame that climbed my funeral pyre. Now I got ghosts behind my eyes and lead where love once lay. He gave me wrath and steady hands, but never took the weight. I sleep beside a loaded gun and dream in shades of gray. He said I'd feel alive again, he never said I'd stay. I've seen the devil's crooked grin inside a looking glass. He wears my hat, he rides my horse, he don't forget the past. And every time the thunder cracks, I hear her voice real low. You ain't the man I loved, my dear, you're just the man I know. Now I got hell beneath my boots and nothing left to save. He gave me time to even scores, then dug myself a grave. So light a match and toss it down, don't weep and don't you pray. There's more than fire waiting here and a lot more hell to pay. With a trembling hand in a candlelit room with a broken man, red eyes staring from across the game. He said, win this hand and forget your name.
nothing wrong. He grinned like wolves do right before the bite, then vanished in smoke with the dead of night. I thought I'd won, thought I slipped the news, traded guilt for gold and the devil's truce. But luck don't last in the silence caves when you're stacking chips on warmer graves. Years went by, I rode and lied, bet my sins on whiskey and dice. But every mirror showed a flame-lit grin, and every wind felt paper thin. Tonight I heard boots outside my door, same cold shuffle I'd heard before. He said, boy, debts don't fade in time. You beat my cards, but not your crime. You can cheat the devil, you can bluff the flame, but hell still knows your given name. You can right from wrongs, but not their weight. Cold cards fold, but never fade. The room is quiet, the fire's gone, only one chair left and I ain't on. He dealt me a truth with a rusted blade, now I'm just one more bet he made.
First time I robbed, it was need not sin. My baby was cold and the rent caved in. Slipped a note through the teller's hand. No gun, no threat, just a desperate plan. Second went smooth, third was gold. Felt the fire I thought I'd sold. By the fourth I had new boots and pride, new paint on the porch and whiskey to hide. But greed's a whisper with a silver tongue, says just one more with a loaded lung. I should have stopped when the sky turned pale, but the fifth ride was hell, and the devil rode my trail. Fifth Bank stood by a churchyard fence. I walked in dressed like a teller flinched. Guard drew fast and my whole damn world shattered like glass. Now I'm in stripes with dirt on my name. The judge said, girl, you're built for shame. They buried my baby